E63 4matic. Today it's Thursday, January 12, 2023. What you see here is the intake manifold, intercooler. All of them it's been washed because it was full of oil inside and now it's nice and clean. I put this tray just until it comes dry. There is no oil anymore. No sand, no oil, it's beautiful. Pipes, a couple of other stuff, and the intake manifold here. Alright, keep it there. When I finish with the video, I'm gonna start putting it together. Then, behind the curtain, we have all these parts, engine parts, okay? I need to check the high pressure pumps, it's not been checked. I need to check the turbochargers, I didn't check it. The fuel injectors, especially the number one. Then I have the studs, the pistons, and the connecting rods. Crankshaft came back from the machine shop. They polish it, they check it, that's nice and round and straight, and they give the green light and then continue to polish it. I want to double check it also, like always, for a peace of mind. I'm checking that it's running through and that it's on specs, the journals. That's the cylinder head covers up. What you don't see here, you don't see the engine block, the sleeve block, it's still at the office. The cylinder heads, right? The two cylinder heads are here. The engine block is at the office with the timing cover. Yeah, that's what's remaining. Now, what I'm gonna do to finalize the intake manifold. That's what I'm gonna do actually. I'm gonna finalize the intake manifold. I'm gonna put it together, wrapping it, storaging behind the curtain, and then moving on with the cylinder heads. I wanna see if on the number one cylinder, on the valves, on the exhaust valves, if there is any problem, and if need to be resurfaced the cylinder head. If one cylinder head needs resurfacing, I need to send also the other one. I cannot send only one. Makes sense, right? It's a V8, it's the same engine. That's the plan for today. Then when I'm gonna finish with the cylinder heads, if everything is nice, then I'm gonna continue with the block. Now, it's not like there are different engine builds. There is one, let us say, engine build that we purchase a brand new engine and everything's brand new, and we are starting from there. And there is a rebuild, let us say, on the existing parts with the sleeve block. Why I keep it open? The boost solenoid, this is just to check the screen. You clean with the brake cleaner and then you're blowing from this side to come out. This is the boost solenoid, alright? That it comes here at this point. Yeah, I didn't close it. I'm gonna check this later. Shit, what I wanna say? I was willing to measure something. Regarding the timing chain and the timing components. I saw you on the previous video that it stuck glitter, metallic shavings on the guides. So it's not ideal to use these guides because it's stuck on the plastic, this kind of pieces. I would gonna like to put a new one to don't have any headache. Anything else? No, nothing more for now. Let me continue dressing the intake manifold and have an eye on the cylinder heads. Intake manifold been prepared, been wrapped. It should stay here till it comes the time for the installation. Now, cylinder heads. Cylinder heads, bank one. What do you see here on the cylinder head? This one, it's aluminum spray. It's a piston that gets sprayed on the valves because of the melting point, because it melted the piston. Now, these kind of things are gonna be stuck also on the seat, on the valve and on the seat. What need to be done here? Obviously, you need to strip it off, need to wash it, need to check the bore for the fuel injector, classic, and check the valve seat, check the valve guide, check the valve itself, stuff like that. Doesn't matter the kilometers of the engine, doesn't matter the age of the engine. Keep in mind that the number one increased that much the pressure and the temperature that it might be wrapped at this point, the cylinder head, it might need a resurface. Good thing is that nobody touched before the cylinder head. You see the sealant from the factory. You can measure the stamp. You see the finishing. It's the finishing from the factory. This is how it looks like. Alright, moving on. Let's remove the valves to see what we have. Let's see what we have. Not something new, I have mentioned this 1,000,000 times, probably. Get used to it. Bank 1, like I said, cylinder head, cylinder number 1, cylinder number 2. Now, classic, it doesn't have the upgrade valve seals. The exhaust valve seal is supposed to be the new one. It's double, has double O-ring inside, double seal, not O-ring, sorry, double seal. But intake exhaust, it's the same. So even on the engines that I open, 2020 engines with 100 kilometers, MO57, they don't have the update one. They have the old one with a single seal. I'm gonna show you this later. One thing that I don't like, but this is for me, for my mind, this is the exhaust valve springs from the number 1 cylinder, and you see the color it's down. And this from the number 2 cylinder, the color it's up. On the inlet you cannot mix it up because different diameter, up and down. Alright, you see the color it's up. Why I mention this? Because when you're a professional and you're building engines, even the small things, it matters, you know, you want to put it in order. It's like the oil cap that you want to facing front and not facing backwards, example, you know. From this point of view, that's what I'm saying. Now, it might be also on the other one, I'm gonna see that later. No problem. This is just for me, I like to see the color up, not down. Fine. So, the old design valve seals, spring, valve spring, like I said, color looking down. It doesn't matter for the exhaust, but like I said, that's the difference between being a professional and being just closing by your own, you know, in your house. Then let me turn upside down the cylinder head to watch it from down. Okay, upside down, and what you see, exactly what I said earlier. You see piece of the piston stuck on the valve seat. That's one of the reasons that you need to remove the valves. Not that much on this, but more on this. Alright, clear. Compared to the second cylinder, need lapping. Yeah. These two valves is from the number 2 cylinder, this from the number 1 cylinder with the melt piston. You can see the difference. Alright, let's put side by side. You see some small pieces here, not something crazy, and you see one dot at this point. It might be a carbon. No, it's not. It's not a carbon. So, need to get measurements from the valve, classic, and need to be lapped, need to be cleaned and lapped. Fine, and from up, you already saw it earlier, it looks like this. Let's see the exhaust. Now, number 2 cylinder, number 1 cylinder. You can see the difference, right? Let me go clean both of them and see that again. Same thing for the intake. If it's on specs and it's nice and straight and true, you can just lap it and you're fine, you're okay. You need to see also if it's been squeezed, if it's changed the height from the valve seat to this point. Classic things, yeah. Honestly, when it's brand new, the engine, when you see me before in some other engines with 100 kilometers, 106 and 108, there was also another one with 80 something kilometers. I'm not doing this, you know, because it's the cylinder heads are brand new. But in this case, when you have melt piston, or even if you have a high mileage engine, anything more than 50,000 kilometers, at least you're opening the valves to see the condition. Alright, the inlet, it looks nice. It looks decent, it doesn't look like it has any problem. If you lap, you're gonna lap all. If I lap, I'm gonna lap all of them, not only one cylinder or two, and both cylinder heads. Now, before I check that straight, let me clean the valves to see the difference. After cleaning the one valve from the second cylinder and one valve from the first cylinder, intake, exhaust, let's see the difference. This is on the second cylinder. I was planning to put down, you don't need that, right? No need. It's not been lapped, it's just been cleaned only, alright? Now you can get some measurements, and to be more precise, I need to see what it takes to lap the valve. Is it worth it your time or not? I don't see any lip or something, it's very minor, it looks good. If you lap it, it's gonna become like a brand new, if it's on specs. And the height. Now, the one that was on the melt piston, also this is looking good. Perfect. That was the intake. Exhaust. Classic direct injection. These need approximately 2 minutes of lapping, and you have to apply 3 to 4 times new grinding paste. And that's the other one on the cylinder that melted the piston. It's not gone. If you lap it, it's fine. It's okay. I'm gonna see which one's the worst, like what I'm doing all the time. Out of 2 cylinder heads, I see which valve it's the worst one that needs more lapping. I'm gonna get the timer. I'm gonna start lapping it. When I see that I have good results, I'm stopping, and I'm gonna apply the same time in all of them. I don't want to lap more one than the other. That's the classic. And then this don't need to be here. This one, keep it there. I bring the valve seals. Part number Alpha 278053. Yeah, 278-053-0100. These update valve seals. I have mentioned this before. It's not the first time. I'm doing the same videos again and again. I don't know. 1 second to open it with one hand. I cannot. You can see them from here. This is the exhaust valve seal, and this is the inlet. This is for the intake, and this is the exhaust. All right. This cylinder head, it's wearing the same valve seals, inlet and exhaust. Intake and exhaust is the same valve seals. The old one. The update one, it's the exhaust, it's double seal. I'm gonna show you in a second. Just what I want to say, I mentioned also that before, you can put the double seal on the intake and on the exhaust. On the exhaust they put it because more hot and because of the back pressure. On the inlet they keep the single one, but on the inlet you have also the boost. You're gonna tell me it's a little bit, yeah, but you can fit this. I mean, you can get 64 pieces, the double. You can keep the single one on the side, and you can use the double one in both intake and exhaust. I have done this before, it's not the first time, I have mentioned that before. Okay, let me open the bag to show you the seals. Okay, this is for the intake. This is a short one, a thin one, with a single layer inside, with a single seal inside. Wait. This inside has a single seal. Understood? Now, the exhaust one, it has a double seal. One down, one up. There is one, how to show you now that. There is one seal here up, and there is another seal down there. When the intake has a single seal. Now, let's finish with the cylinder heads, right? Yeah. Need to lap the valves, definitely need to be lap the valves. Alright, especially with the things like that, and especially with a valve like this. It's not ideal, not gonna seal properly. Alright, need to update the valve seals. If they said to me don't do it, I'm not gonna do it. I don't know how I'm gonna lap the valves with the valve seals there, because you have to remove the valve seal. And I have to measure also the guide. I need to ask them. For me, new valve seals, cleaning and lapping the valves, preparing the cylinder head, and you see what I haven't shown you on the video? I need to measure to see if it's straight. Give me a second. I need to remove the sealant from here. I didn't clean it properly, but at least we're gonna have some readings. I'm gonna make it again, just to put it on the video. And to finish the video here, yeah, because the block is at the office is not open. Yeah, we're gonna open in 2 hours. Yay, splendid. Yeah, let me get one rough measurement. First thing first. Usually I'm removing all the valves, I'm stripping off completely the cylinder head. I'm going for the first wash, I'm cleaning it, and then I'm bringing it inside to check the surface of the cylinder head, to see the seats, to measure the guides. I'm not doing it with this way. Now, they asked me to make a video, that's why I make a video for the owner. Fine. I wasn't able to pass the 500mm anywhere. I was able to pass the 200mm only at one spot. And I'm gonna blame me on that, because I believe I didn't clean it properly. Not I believe, I'm sure that I didn't clean it properly, the surface. Alright, we're not gonna clean it again, the first wash, then we're gonna measure it again. It looks like that no need to resurface the cylinder head. That's how it looks like. I don't see any problem here from the coolant. I don't see the 200mm. Once again, when I clean it again properly, I'm gonna check it again. It looks fine. Let me make it upside up to see something from up. I wanna see here where it sits the cylinder head bolts, to see if it's been compromised, if it's been squeezed. Because from detonations, pre-ignitions, you can see that it makes a leap. Upside up. There is no visible step where it sits there, the bolt, the head bolt. Either here, or here. It looks the same like the rest. It doesn't look like that it's been squeezed. And if you get this one, and you try to insert it here, it comes nice. Same thing here. It's identical in all of them. It's the diameter here, it's not being closed. Okay, let's check that earlier. So what I'm talking about, that if it's been squeezed, if it has pre-ignitions and start lifting up the cylinder head, it's been squeezed, the metal here up, and the hole is closing. I have seen that before, it's not the first time, but not in this case. Here we are okay, we are fine. And that's it with the update. Next update, most probably you're gonna see clean cylinder heads prepared with a nylon, and then I'm gonna show you the engine block when I'm gonna bring it here. I need to make the balancing for the piston connectors. Yeah, have it here. Piston connectors. Then on the sleeved block, I need to check the threads inside, to check completely the checkup, the classic checkup. Yeah. So I need to pause a little bit this one. I need to pause it because I have to go to open the M177 from the GLC. Not for long, just only to see how it looks like the cylinder head on the GLC. If here where it sits the camshaft on the GLC, it's nice and clean and doesn't have any scoring or something. That's why I have to pause this engine. Most probably today I'm gonna start again. I'm gonna continue again with this engine. Just saying. And it makes sense at this point to strip off completely the cylinder head, to have it ready for washing, and take care about the valves and the valve springs. Yep, I'm talking to myself. Yeah, sorry. Okay, that's it. That's the update for now. Saturday or Monday, most probably the next update for that, for this engine. Not Monday. Yeah, Monday, not Saturday. Sorry, Monday. Yeah. Thank you very much.